Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Blockchain Buzz. I am Jay Gagain and joined by the Moon King himself, B Roots. B Roots, how you doing?
What's going on? How you doing, my man?
We're doing great. Thanks for joining us today. You know, I think your story is incredibly interesting and one that people need to know because a lot of people know it in batches. They see your tweets, they see your videos, but I think a good interview of yourself might be good because you've had an incredible story, an incredible ride in cryptocurrency.
Absolutely. You know, I've went up, I went down, went up again, and hopefully I don't go down again. So I've got a very successful and telling story that a lot of people probably feel the same way, and I can tell it out there. You know, I let everybody know what the B Roots, what happened with B Roots.
Let's hear it, because I know you struck it big with Shib. That's how I first found you. I think that's when people first found you. You were probably one of the first people in the world to find Shib. Let's start with your whole story. When exactly did you get into cryptocurrency, and what did it look like?
Yeah, I got into crypto in 2013. It was the beginning of the year. My friend who, you know, successfully owns a porn company in the porn industry, he told me about Bitcoin, and I wanted to know how he became so successful. And he started with Bitcoin, you know, well before 2013. And I just decided to say, you know what? I bought 2 Bitcoin at that time. It's all I had. I was just out of college, broke kid, just trying to see what it takes to make it. And he told me about it one day at a bar. I put money in, and I absolutely forgot about it. So that was probably the best thing that could possibly happen to me. Come 2017, where everybody found out about Bitcoin as it was going up to 20,000, I heard it on the news, and it was like, I'm pretty sure I have some Bitcoin in my Coinbase account. What do you know? You know, I'm sitting on like, it was probably what, $35,000 at that time, which was a lot of money for me. I mean, my job that I was working, I was making just over 30 grand at that time. So it was just like, boom, you know, my salary doubled just like that. I decided to get on YouTube, figure out what was going on, what was hot. It wasn't just Bitcoin. You know, it was Ethereum, XRP, Cardano. Man, it's just so many different coins that were going back in 2017. It's just kind of hard to think about them all. But I decided to do some research, and I found the XRP, and I was like, man, XRP looks early. So I decided to make a YouTube video on XRP. Come with it, 3 days later, XRP just starts taking off. So the timing between that video and that, I had the largest XRP video ever, like in the history of XRP. It hit about probably 150, 160,000 views in a matter of weeks. And I just started this old YouTube channel and became one of the top Binance affiliators for Binance doing that, because I had affiliate codes with Binance, showed people how to get to XRP, to Binance with their Bitcoin. So I was making affiliate codes through Coinbase, Binance, making all this money. 2017, 2018 hits, and the market starts dropping. So I went from just a couple of Bitcoin I paid $1,000 a few years later, seeing hundreds of thousands of dollars in crypto through affiliate codes, XRP, all that stuff. And I also saw it come straight back down because I had no idea anything what I was doing. And I just lost pretty much all of it. Went down to about $10,000. I invested that $10,000 into a ICO, which I shouldn't have been into, but I didn't know anything about the laws. So I was like, cool, I'm getting into a pre-sale. I'm going to get this money back. Instantly goes from $10,000 to $2,000.
Ouch.
Dumped. Big pump and dump. And after that, I was like, you know what? I need to figure out what's going on in this market. And I spent 2 or 3 years just day in and day out, just learning the game. I would go to work, I'd come back from work, kiss the wife, good night, and would spend hours of my time looking at charts, spend hours looking at how coins pumped and dumped, what was going on, and just made it and just put my time in. And then come 2020, I found Shib. and from there it just took off. So it was a crazy ride. It's been a crazy ride since then.
Yeah, an insane journey. And you mentioned Shib. Shib was
Yeah.
the token that took over the crypto space in 2020 and 2021. I mean, like
Yeah.
from meme coin to top 10 token to I think it hit around a $55 billion market cap. Shib launched, I believe, in February or late 2020. When did you find it, and what was the story of you finding Shiba Inu?
See, that's the thing. Everyone thinks that Shib came out during that bull run, that January and February. That is not true. Shib came out in August, DeFi summer of 2020. So a lot of people, so yes, 2021, where everyone made the money. But if you were in from the beginning, and I'm not talking about that first pump, the true beginning was when DeFi summer, where all the DeFi coins and farming was taking off. And I saw Elon Musk tweet about Dogecoin. And that's what really got Dogecoin going for the altcoin season. And, this coin launches Shiba Inu, and on the front page read the Dogecoin killer. And I was like, that has the biggest ring to it. If you guys haven't noticed me from my Twitter, I'm big on marketing. I'm very big on presentation and marketing. And that marketing that they created right there drew me in. And I said, I like this coin. I said, this coin, and I have a tweet on it. I've actually just retweeted not too long ago. But I said, this coin will be a top 100 coin just because of the marketing. There needs to be something that competes with Dogecoin, and I think this is the one. So I got in. There was a big pump. It came down and just pretty much dumped and rugged. Lasted about a week. So you sat there, and I was like, you know what, man, that was probably the end of that. I didn't sell it for pennies. I actually bought more during, I think it was November, December area. I bought more of it. So you'll see a spike that goes up. That's me. That's me literally buying a dead coin that was full of nothing, because I was like, Elon Musk will tweet out about Dogecoin again. Might not be now, might not be 6 months from now, but he will tweet out about Dogecoin, and I think this thing can take off again. So probably, I want to say January, February, all of a sudden Shib goes from basically nothing to a $50 million market cap in a matter of a day.
Wow.
I was walking my dog. I was walking my daughter and with my wife to the park. And I looked at my phone and had all these alerts saying that I had, I think it was like $50,000, $60,000 worth of Shib, just like that in the middle. So I'm just walking like, whoa, we need to get back home. And my wife is like, what are you talking about? I was like, I got about 50, 60 grand of this coin right now, and we need to get back. Let me take some profit, something. I need to cash something out. By the time I got home, it was worth about $15,000.
Oh, man.
It went all the way back down to, I want to say, it's under $10 million market cap. I want to say $5 or $6 million market cap. And I said, you know what? This thing, there's no way this is over. This thing it pump and dumps twice. Like, there's something to this. So I held the whole time, videos, tweets, all about it, and just took the ride up from there, holding. So that's pretty much the story of getting into it and holding it. And I not once did I take profit probably till about the third or fourth pump. I held it all the way through. And learning that, the reason why I was able to do that was learning the technical analysis side of crypto. So that helped me a whole lot during that time that I was trading, putting time in.
And I can just imagine your wife, you're walking and your wife and you go, oh, I need to get home. She's like, why? You're like, my crypto's up 60,000. It's just like such a crypto wife and husband moment right there. That's an insane story. So you got in August of 2020. And since then, what was around the market cap when you got in?
It was in the hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands. So
I couldn't tell you exactly when. I mean, I would have to look at the Etherscan and figure that out. But basically, I put $1,900 in, which I want to say at that time was probably worth a half of ETH, maybe a little more than a half ETH. because it was $1,900 and turned that into millions in a matter of months. I mean, it was definitely life-changing. Crypto, I always say that the only way that you can get from, either lower class or middle class into the upper class that fast is either if you win the lottery or you learn crypto. That's simple.
I would agree. I was going to say that there's nowhere else where you can turn $1,900 into a couple million in about a year, right? You can't do that in the traditional stock market. It's like, it's only done in crypto. Obviously, there's a lot of risk when you're investing in these tokens, but you found the one out of what, 10,000 tokens that come out? You found the one, the best one. But I'm sure you've also lost a lot along the way, right? It's not for people that are watching this at home. It's not every story is let me find a token early and throw it in and it's going to go to turn into millions of dollars. It's like most fail. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I would say 99% of them fail. The big difference, though, is how do you figure out which ones are more likely to fail than the others? And that's putting your time in. That's having the ability to just have the experience to be like, I don't know if that's going to do well, versus the ones that are like, yeah, this has a good ring to it. That takes experience. That takes time in the market. And the more you're in it, the more you see, the better you get at it. And, you have to take a cycle. Some people do strike it rich on that first cycle, but the problem is they never realize what it takes to lose. So sooner or later they will lose because it's, in my opinion, it's not great to win right away because you don't know how to handle the losses and you will lose all that money if you never learned how to lose from the get-go.
I agree. And I know that you're going to share your screen a bit and maybe walk us through some of the fundamentals and things that you look for in order to invest successfully in these microcap gems. You found another token earlier this year. I believe it was early September. You called it out around $80,000 market cap. For those that are listening, it's very, very small, like infancy. And this thing rode all the way up to an $80 million market cap. That's called Proof of Memes, a layer 1 blockchain that's set to be released here in Q4. How'd you find Proof of Memes and what was it like riding it from an 80,000 market cap to an 80 million? Is that a 1,000x or 10,000x?
10,000.
10,000x. You found a 10,000x during a bear market. How did you do that?
Same thing. It's narrative. It's all about narrative. That's the number one thing when it comes to meme coins and microcaps is what is the narrative that's being presented? Can it be marketed? Is it marketable? And if that is, the speculation will come in. Well, I found it because it was during the Ethereum merge. Right before I was about to go to bed, I said, let me check on Dex Tools and see what new coins are coming out. I see ETH 2.0 and I say, like this kind of has a ring to it. I see where it's going. I'm like, I understand it's all about the merge. So in my mind at that time is like, let me do a short-term play. That could potentially be a long-term play. You never know. So I checked the Etherscan. I checked the Twitter, the Telegram, and said, I'm in. So this was 10, 15,000 market cap, anywhere between there. Very, very low. The crazy thing about it was I bought in, I went to sleep. Didn't even think anything about it. It was a pure ape. I wasn't going to tweet it out. I said, let's see what comes of this. I wake up the next morning. I'm sitting at a 10x. I'm like, cool. Let me do some more research on this. I talked to my buddy. I said, you might want to look into this coin. I personally do not like going into telegrams because as soon as I enter in, it goes wild. I never get any information out of it. It's like B-Roots is here, blah, 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 blah. We're going to the moon, this and that. And I never get any information. So I actually send people to go in for me to get some information. And my buddy Mando, he comes back to me. He goes, bro, this is bigger than just like an ETH merge play. I go, what is it? He says, it's a layer 1 project. And I go, nah, man. I say, there's no way I just hit the jackpot like that. And this is sitting at an 80,000 market cap. And he goes, yeah, you just hit it again. So instantly I do a tweet without doing a tweet. And that's what I've been doing lately, is just doing these secret tweets and making people do their research instead of just getting a Dex Tools account, going in and buying blindly. Like, people need to realize and learn, how do you actually find these yourself? Figure out, what the speculation, why you think I feel good about it. So I threw it out there and I said, I like this coin. Obviously, everyone knows I like these two coins, but I like this coin too. I never put the name of it. All I did was put the ticker and its logo in the picture. So there were a ton of people who figured it out. There were a ton of people who were like all about it and was like, this is going to be awesome. Can't believe we got in early. And then Shield Tank comes. It's sitting at now a 200,000 market cap. We talk about it. You heard it. You were kind of going back and forth with Roger. He decided to come up on Shield Tank and sticks up for himself and answers all the questions greatly. And I think that was the defining moment for ETH 2.0, was during our Shield Tank show.
Me too.
And it just took off from there. A lot of people got in there, and it just rode up crazily up to an $80 million market cap. It just pulled back. But that's a narrative. At the end of the day, Shib was a narrative. Proof of memes was a narrative. It was something that people could speculate on and put money on. And if there's enough people who can speculate on that narrative, price will go up. That's simple.
Absolutely. And when I first found Proof of Memes, like, as you know, in this microcap space, there's a lot of scammers out there. So I saw this project launch right around the time that the ETH merge was happening. It was called ETH 2.0, Proof of Memes. And I honestly thought that it was going to be just a project that was probably going to end up being a scam. So I passed on it, even at 15,000 market cap, 80,000, 200,000. And this thing rode all the way up to 80 million. And that really opened my eyes, because I said, hey, what if I would have got in around the 200,000 market cap? Because I went back and forth with the developer. And I'll tell you what, him coming on and answering the questions as legitimately as he did and as intelligently as he did, like you said, was the best thing that could have happened to his project. Because how do you fight FUD? With answers, with responses, with results. And that's kind of what he did. And from 80,000 to 80 million. So let's go on and talk a little bit more about Proof of Memes for people that are interested. What exactly is this layer 1 blockchain going to look like?
Well, it's the exactly same blockchain as the old ETH. Before the transfer over to proof of stake, it's proof of work. They actually had more miners the other day mining their blockchain than ETH proof of work, the ETH PAL. So that shows you that there is a lot of interest in this blockchain. In my opinion, $80 million market cap is a joke. I'm saying it on stream right now. I haven't taken any profit because I believe in this narrative. It's the exact same way I felt with Shib, where I said, there's no reason to sell so early, because I believe that Elon Musk is going to push Dogecoin, and I think that Shib is going to pump just as hard just because of that. And I feel the same way. Right now, I'm seeing the glimpse. The network is on, the layer 1 is live right now, and you're seeing people come on there and start mining proof of memes more than ETH proof of work. So what does that tell me? Well, I've got this $10 million market cap coin sitting here that the price had correct, and then I got ETH ETH proof of work, ETH PAL, is sitting at a $700 million market cap. So what does that tell you? That 80, it's nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. What I saw, I saw my wallet and saw, man, I could cash all this out, or I'm going to have multiples times this. And I do feel we're going to have multiples times that, because, not financial advice, we're still in bearish times. We haven't even seen a bull market yet. So if this is happening during a bear market, what is going to happen during a bull market? And what Roger, the developer, said is, what you guys don't realize is that over 50% of Ethereum transactions is because of meme coins. And when I heard that, and I said, "You have anything to back this up?" He says, "Oh yeah, I'm due." And I'm already putting that information out there, and we're well over 50% of transaction gas fees. So when I heard that, I said, that's more speculation. You have a layer 1 for meme coins What if all those meme coins go off of Ethereum? What if a half of them go off Ethereum? What is that going to do to the price of this layer 1 blockchain sitting at a $10 million market cap right now? So you saw the pump up, you saw the speculation. Now the believers who believe in the project and where it can go based off of the narrative. It's all it is a copy of Ethereum, but the narrative behind it is what's going to draw more people to it, which is going to increase the price. And I think we could have another top 100, top 50 coin. And in my opinion, that's billions of market caps to be in there. So
I do see what you're talking about, and it's a lot of it's speculation. A lot of it is, but like the fact that there's more miners on Proof of Memes network than Ethereum's proof of work, that's good speculation, right? And then the fact that over 50% of the volume on Proof of Work came from meme coins, well, that's also good speculation in terms of Proof of Memes as well. So thanks for sharing your story there. That's another gem that you found. Credits to you for not taking any profits, because if you go from 15,000 market cap to 80 million, I would imagine that most people would probably at least pull out their initial investment.
Yes.
But I guess you believe in the project, which is good, and you're talking about it, you're promoting it, you're believing it, which is all very, very bullish. Now, I know you said that you were going to share some of your insights in trading and how B-Roots, the Moon King, finds certain plays and gems. So feel free to share your screen. Walk us through, for a beginner's point of view, on how to find gems. And everybody that's in the audience, this is just B-Roots' strategy. Always do your own research, never financial advice. This is his strategy that he's going to walk us through, and this is his only. He's not telling you how to invest, why to invest. This is just him simply sharing his personal strategy.
Yeah, it was sugarcoat DAO. Give a prime example of my story with Cult DAO. As you can see, where I put a tweet out and shows where my first tweet on Cult DAO was at, and then I said minutes later, you see boom, 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 boom. My first tweet was $600,000 market cap with Cult DAO, and I believe it went up to hundreds of millions of dollars in market cap. So I couldn't tell you what it ended up being. Yes, that I did take some profit out of that one. But you're seeing here, right here, Cult DAO went into my process. Right there, Cult DAO went into my came across my table, and therefore I was like, I like this project. So why did I like it? First thing I looked at was liquidity. 264 years of locked liquidity. So when this got put on my table, instantly I said, this is something serious. It was about $1 million, I want to say 400, 500 ETH that was locked liquidity. And the Mr. O, who is the developer or the founder of Cult DAO, 264 years he locked the liquidity. Right there, I said, we've got something big. Then I decided to check out the website. When I click on the website, bam, you're looking at Cult DAO website, and this thing looks amazing. 1000% amazing. It draws you in. The marketing that I was talking about, on point. This is massive. And I was like, I like it. I like it. So those two right there, I said, you know what? This is something that I can't get scammed on. The marketing is on point, and I want to know more. So as I go from there to Twitter, I'm looking at everything that he's got to present. But what really brought me in was a lot of talk about Ryoshi, who was the original dev, or not the original, the takeover dev of Shib. So there were a lot of talk saying that Mr. O is Ryoshi. Speculation right there. So you got speculation, you got locked liquidity where you can't be rugged for hundreds of years, and you have an awesome marketing website. For me, I said, that's awesome. I did a tweet, and instantly from that tweet, price went from 600,000 to millions of market cap. So why did it go from there? Every tweet that I make is not going to give me hundreds and thousands of X's. It's the fact that people can be drawn into that speculation. People can be drawn into that marketing, and people believed it. Just as I believed it, they believed it. And what happens is they get just as excited as I do. They buy in, and price takes care of itself. Just goes crazy.
That's
So
incredible.
that's how I do it. Dex Tools has been like a lifesaver for me and probably many other investors. Just makes it easier to do research and look up things. But for the most part, that's the main reason why I got in the cult, and that's just shows you how I buy coins and how I go through the process. And I follow that process on every single coin. I'm like a machine. I don't change that process. I want to look at the liquidity. I want to look at the narrative. I want to look at the marketing. And after that, everything takes care of itself.
That's nice. It's pretty simple. And you also mentioned too that you check out the token sniffer, right? Just to make sure you can evaluate the buys and sells, taxes on the contract.
Mm-hmm.
You can evaluate how big the holders are, right? You also look for the Etherscan, but I think that's a good place to start for people at home. It's like, check the liquidity, right? Make sure it's locked. 261 years is obviously longer than anyone will be alive. Check out the website, check out the marketing. And if some of those are early, you found this at, would you say 60K or 600K?
600K was my cult out.
600K, and it went to hundreds of millions, right? So
yep.
It's pretty wild. And keep in mind, Colt DAO has never seen a bull market at all. And they actually just announced this week that they're going to be launching their own blockchain too. So it looks like you found another gem pretty early here.
Yeah, it's amazing how marketing and speculation is pretty much everything in crypto. We're not saying that it's going to be the game changer of the future and it's going to be the next this and the next that. You take it one step at a time. Every coin has a hype cycle, including Bitcoin, and it was speculative. People call it a drug dealing coin, and it would not go anywhere. Who would ever thought that the day I bought Bitcoin at what, $300, $400 a piece, that I'd be looking at it at $69,000 last year?
Crazy.
Nobody would have told you. We would have laughed at you if we all knew it. Actually, we'd all be millionaires if we all believed in it.
That's true.
It goes to show you everything has a hype cycle. Everything has its speculation, and then price take care of itself. And then if it does what it wanted to do, then you can really have a game changer. But in the meantime, that's how I play the game. I'm a big fan of microcaps. I love buying them low before anybody knows about it and riding them up till everybody in the world knows about it. And that's how you make millions, in my opinion.
It is. That's how you make millions. Now, we talked about Shib, which was a success. We talked about Proof of Memes, which was a success. We talked about Colt, which was a success. Let's talk about some of the failures, because I don't want everybody to leave this episode that's watching and saying, oh, it's so easy. You follow this and you put a little bit in, you make millions. I'm sure you've had way more failures than your wins, than your successes. Let's talk about some of the failures. We don't have to go into details of names, but maybe give us a percentage. Out of all the ones you just shared, the great successes, which they are, right? You mentioned 3. I'm sure you had more. How many out of 100, right, would you say are failures versus wins?
It all depends on what you consider failure. So for most people, this is the problem that they run into. They want to make that 100x, that 1000x, that 10,000x, which is great. But how I play the game is I just want to get 10%. That's it. Because I believe that 1 out of the 10 that I have, that I say I like the marketing, I like the speculation, I like the look of this, everything lines up. That 1 out of 10 will make you hundreds of thousands to potentially millions. But you have to play the game right. So what I do is anywhere between, I call it the laws of meme coins. I do have a YouTube video that will explain this in depth. Not financial advice, but it's just an educational tool. That anywhere from a 2 to 5x, you take out your original investment and then some profit. So in my eyes, that is a win. That is actually the majority of coins that I will get into. But if you do it that way, you don't lose. Now, it might go 3x, 4x, 5x, and then die. Very possible. Happens majority of the time. But as long as you take out that profit or that, your original investment, you didn't lose. So you'll see a lot of people say, well, look at it now, it's dead. Yeah, if you didn't take any profit, I can understand that. And that's the key. So personally, I try to go for 1 out of every 10 to make it big. You know, when I say big, I'm talking $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 winners. The other 9, I look at, you know, 2x, 3x, you know, pulled out your money and that's good. But, you know, a 2x or 3x on 0.5 of an ETH does nothing to my total portfolio. So that's why I play the game that way. So 1 out of 10 for me, for the majority of people, if they get a 2x on something, that's a win for them. I would probably say 60, 70% of the coins, if you follow my strategy of doing that way, you'll do well. But you have to follow that same strategy every single time.
The strategy's laid out. Make sure to watch this video, The Laws of Meme Coins, on I Am Beirut's YouTube channel. It's wild to hear you say the statistics that if 1 out of 10 is a winner, you're a winner. But it's true because you can hit it big. But I don't think most people have what it takes to lose 9 times and see their ETH possibly go to 0 9 times to wait for that big one and hold that big one. My final question for you. You held Shib past your 2 to 5x point that you usually pull profits. You held Proof of Memes past that 2 to 5x, a 10,000x, and you didn't pull profits. What separates those projects from the regular meme coin microcap that you would just pull profits on 2 to 5x?
They have a larger narrative than any other coin. Most coins are copycat coins. Most coins, you can just look at their Twitter. I can have a 5-second conversation with the dev and just be like, nah, this guy doesn't have what it takes to last. That comes experience. It's very few. Here's the thing. Most devs, a lot of devs in here are scammy. They're scammers, and they always look for the shortcuts. What's the best way to scam someone? You take shortcuts. You don't spend time to make a nice website. You don't spend the time to market yourself. You don't spend time to be in the community. You hear the joke, the dev is sleeping. He's just not in the community. He's just like, I'm out. You know, Roger from Proof of Memes, 24, you go in there, he's in there just typing away. You hear him typing and constantly working. You know, the marketing's on point. The branding's on point. The dev is constantly answering questions. To me, that's setting up for success. So you have to do your due diligence and get your experience in and see the difference between the ones that made it and the ones that didn't. And in time, you'll realize that, okay, yeah, this guy's not serious. Big difference.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's just a feeling thing. There was more narrative with these. They were first of their kinds. One would happen to be a layer 1 blockchain. It's just a feeling thing that you'll move away from the laws of meme coins, depending on what the token's doing, what the narrative is, how the website looks, just from your experience in investing. That's really cool to hear. And your story is really cool. I didn't really know that much about your early Shib days. I didn't know you found it in August of 2020 because I found it in April of 2021, and that's considered early. That's considered very early. So it's really cool to hear, and I think a lot of people will enjoy listening to this. So that's B-Roots. His Twitter page will be linked here on the video. Make sure to follow him at I Am B-Roots. Subscribe to his YouTube channel, and also watch the Laws of Meme Coins. Thank you for tuning into the 3rd episode of Blockchain Buzz, hosted and powered by G Media. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and share this on Twitter if you enjoyed the content. And we will see you back here next week on Thursday at 10 a.m. PST. Thank you, B-Roots, for joining me, and thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a great day.
Thank you.